The first one is going to be a little spinal movement at the pelvis. So could we just put one hand on tummy, one hand on lower back, and then just slowly tilt the pelvis back and forward. So that involves using the tummy muscles and the butt cheeks to tilt that pelvis. So do another, say 3, 2, 1. And now keep that tuck under, but move the hips across side to side. That's it. So now we're just sort of stretching the hip by bending one knee and then the other. That's good. Say another 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to combine those movements into a circle as much as possible. Keeping the shoulders really still, circle the hips around using the tummy muscles and the glutes. Go back the other way. And if you haven't done this before, you might not get a perfect circle today, but just practice it, and over time you'll find you'll be able to control your pelvis using these important lower back and pelvic muscles. And that's good. Now let's do the same thing for the upper back. So I'm going to show you side on. I'm going to round my back forward and really push the shoulders forward. Then I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to squeeze the shoulders back. So breathe out as we round forward, but breathe in as we stick the chest forward. We're using the shoulder blades here to help the movement of the upper back. So I'm just going to do a few more like this. I'm trying to keep my pelvis pretty still this time, but rather use the upper back and the spine to move. That's good. And now we'll hold in the middle. We'll have our arms out nice and wide, and we'll try and move the shoulders across as far as possible without moving the hips. And this takes control through the spine, using again those side oblique abdominal muscles. Only move in a way that feels good for you. Never force anything. If anything hurts, back it off a bit. But just do a couple more movements side to side. And that's good. And now the trickiest of these is to combine those. We're going to go chest forward, chest to the side, chest back, chest to the side. Forward, side, back, side. If you would prefer, you can keep the movements individual, but if you can, try and circle around now with your spine, like you're stirring a pot using your spinal muscles. Go back the other way. Again, if you haven't done this before, it's going to take a little bit of practice, but with time, you'll find you'll be able to really soften your spine and really activate all the little muscles that can often get weak and tight. And that's great, guys. Now, let's just bring in some arms. We're going to interlock the fingers and raise the arms up over the head, raise up the chin and take a nice big deep breath in. And then bring one arm down, but have the other arm up. So I'm reaching over like that. And then I'll come up, swap the arms and reach the other way. So now we're using the spine and the arms to get as much stretch as we can. Let's breathe out as we reach across. Breathe in as we come back up. That's good. Say 2 more. And 1 more. Now, imagine you're doing backstroke in the pool, but you're using your elbows instead of your hands. And in doing so, we're going to get the shoulder blades and the shoulders to really move rather than just kind of circling our arms around if they were straight. Move from the base of the arm. That's it. We often forget that the shoulder blades attach the arm to the body. So whenever our arm's moving, we need to be aware of what the shoulder blade's doing too. Let's do freestyle, that forward movement now. Round and around. That's good. Stay with that for a few more. Let's go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Really nice. And just looking side on, I'm going to point my fingers down, but really stick the chest out. I'm going to pull the shoulders back as far as I can. Then I'm going to turn my hands the other way. So now the fingers are pointing back down. We'll raise the arms as high as we can. That's an in-breath. Then we turn the wrists and come back. There's an out-breath. So breathe in as we go up and out as we come down. That's good. Just moving a few more times to really wake up the shoulders and right down into the hands and the wrists. Let's say another 3, 2, and 1. Fantastic. And then from there, can we just think of the neck, the chin dropping down to the chest. We drop the chin in like so. And then raise the chin up and back. Try and extend the neck back as far as we can. And then come back to the center. Let's take the head over to one side as far as we can. Imagine we're going up and over. And then the other side, up and over. That's good. Just get that nice stretch on the side of the neck. And now we're going to turn our head without turning our shoulders as far as we can. Rotating to one side. And then keeping the shoulders level, rotate the head to the other side. And then back to the center. Let's interlock our fingers behind the back and squeeze the shoulders together. Lift the chest up and take a couple of deep breaths into the chest. And one more like so. And good, guys. And from there, just roll the shoulders. Just a little bit for the lower body now. If you take one leg back, can we make sure the back foot is pointing straight ahead? Then we're going to bend the front knee, but I'm going to aim to keep my back heel down. Then I'm going to use my glute muscles, the butt, to tuck under as much as we can. Hopefully now we feel a calf stretch, a hip flexor stretch. And then we're going to grab this elbow off the back leg side and stretch over towards the front leg side. So it looks like that. Now we're getting a nice stretch from the foot all the way up to the elbow. That's good. These hip flexors can get tight sitting down. It's a great one to open your back up. Let's do the other side. So we'll take the left leg back. Make sure it's pointing straight because then you'll get the best stretch. Tuck under the tailbone and bend the front knee just enough so you feel a bit of a stretch on the calf. If you don't, just bring it further forward until you do. Then grab the left elbow and stretch up and over to the front leg side. Keep breathing, get that length all the way up over that way. And one more breath. And good, and release and just shake out your hands. So there's a great little sequence that you can do anytime you've been sitting for a bit and you just feel that sort of stiffness and maybe just a bit of mental fog from being still and not moving around enough. Hope to see you soon.